Good evening. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily evening television news broadcasting live and available on demand. Available on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, YouTube, and Facebook. It's time to queer up the news. It's Thursday, June 1st, 2023. Happy Pride Month, everybody. We're live and literally out of the closets and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we are going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight with Al Ferguson.
I'm your anchor at Queer News Tonight's Dr. Bobby Huen. This evening, we bring you the news of and perspective representing the LGBTQ plus community from South Florida, America, and across our planet.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ plus evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ plus news, you will see it and hear it.
Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 medical media company in same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBT plus community. Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of the LGBT plus community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of the Black community, Latino, lesbian, trans, students, youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
Our magazine is celebrating 38 years of the LGBTQ plus experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ plus and broader community.
Hello, and let's welcome anchor chef Josie. She is a Bravo TV top chef and the master of the popular champagne and oyster celebration restaurant Bubbles and Pearls in the heart of the world-famous Wilton Drive. She is also known by her alter ego, DJ Lady Snack Daddy.
Yeah. Wiki, guys. Wiki. All right. Well, you know, I'm always really happy to be here, and I'm super excited. I don't know if you guys know, this might not be a thing for you, but it's definitely a thing for me. This weekend, I'm heading out to Girls in Wonderland in Orlando, and it is going to be 3-4 days of just ladies everywhere in the pool. Hardly dressed, pool parties, dance parties, prom. There's so many things going on. If you can, I think the hotel's sold out, but there's other neighboring hotels in the area. So definitely it's not too late to get yourself a ticket to the party. At least come by the pool. We're all going to be there. My friends are DJing all weekend long. DJ Zeno, for those of you if you don't know who Panda is, and Eileen, and Citizen Jane, and all the lady lineups. And man, I think there's even going to be like some speed dating. So we're taking full advantage of this party, and I'm super excited. Pandora Events, go check it out. And, you know, you can always follow me if you want all the information on Instagram at Chef Josie. Okay, so next, this is so much fun. Let's welcome anchor Lorenzo Davis. You can call him a recording neo-soul artist, health advocate, activist, filmmaker, a visionary consultant, entrepreneur, and you can also call him L. Hayes. This Miami native strives to use his intersectional life experience to enrich the community. Welcome, Lorenzo.
Thank you. So really right now, I'll just tell you that I am having my private EP release party right now. That's happening on June 3rd at Pride Lines. It's pretty much local artists that's right in our backyard. That's literally right in our backyard. So you don't want to miss out on that amazing event. The event starts at 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. In addition to that, I'll be having a private EP release party that starts from 5 p.m. actually to 8:30. So you don't want to miss out on that as well. Addition to that, I have my book, Lessons to be Told, Living in the Role of Taboo. Pretty much just my perspective of being a Black gay man in the heart of Liberty City and the challenges that I had to go through. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that, okay? Let's see, I'm just excited to be on the show, actually. I'm just so grateful that I am here. It's a wonderful welcome experience. Thank you again for inviting me on the show. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. This is the first time. But yeah, I'm really excited right now. I don't know the words to describe it at this moment, but I do know that it would all show in my queerness.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to have you.
Thank you. Let's go ahead. This goes right into, I do apologize, a little nervous. Let's welcome Anchor, Bonnie Builder. Bonnie is the premier South Florida bodybuilder drag queen. She's an event hostess, performer, and recent graduate of FIU. The big mouth buff Barbie comes from life with a microphone and a spotlight. Let's welcome Barbie Builder.
Oh, thank you so much, my love. I am Bonnie Builder, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm also happy to be on social media, where you can find me at Bonnie Builder on Instagram, as well as on Patreon. That is Patreon/Bonnie Builder. I recently got my degree in physical education, so we're sort of on brand. If you're interested in any of my personal training services, please find me on there. Now, enough about me. Let's welcome anchor Gregg Shapiro, an inductee into the Chicago LGBT Hall of Fame. Gregg is the author of 9 books, including the forthcoming Refrain in Light, an entertainment journalist whose celebrity interviews and music reviews run in a variety of regional LGBTQ+ and mainstream publications and websites. His movie review column called Screensaver can be found in Out South Florida, San Francisco's Bay Area Reporter, Q Notes Carolinas, RottenTomatoes.com, and more. Gregg?
Well, thank you so much. I can't think of a better way to spend the day before my birthday than to be here with y'all at this table. And also, I want to make a point of talking about Rita Mae Brown, who is a very famous lesbian writer. This is the 50th anniversary of her book, Ruby Fruit Jungle. And I did a recent reread of it, and I realized a lot of it is set here in South Florida. So for example, there are things that take place at Fort Lauderdale High School, the Gateway Theater, Birch Park, Holiday Park, the Egg and U Diner. I mean, it's pretty cool to read a book and have all these places that you're familiar with show up, and that they're still here, because that book was written in the 70s, it takes place in the early 60s. Those places have been here a long time.
Wow.
Kind of like me. Whew. We are the reporters for Queerness Tonight. And this evening, we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ+ community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Thursday, June 1st. And I just want to say, don't be the weakest link. Join us in celebrating National Game Show today. Is that your final answer?
Well, fantastic. Yes, ding. And first, let's queer up education. North Hollywood Elementary School sees pride flag burned before pride event.
An image, a photo of that flag we were talking about. It is a small one placed inside of a planter outside a classroom. We're zooming in so you can see it a bit better. It's unclear, of course, who burned it, but it's part of a deeper divide here at Saticoy. The topic itself isn't unique. Should pride and LGBTQ issues be taught in grade school? Pride Month begins tomorrow, and on Friday here at the school, they're planning a Pride Day assembly. Just days before the burned flag was discovered, an Instagram page was created by a group of parents encouraging other parents to keep their kids home on Friday to protest the Pride assembly. Organizers of the parent protest say the event has caused outrage. Here at Saticoy, they say it's a large population of Armenian and Hispanic families, many who are Christian and or share conservative values. They don't feel that pride material is appropriate to teach children.
An LGBTQ plus pride flag was burned at an elementary school in Southern California this month ahead of a pride event. Police are now investigating it as a possible hate crime. Someone broke into Setacoy Elementary School in North Hollywood during the weekend and proceeded May 22nd and burned the flag. Alan Hamilton, a deputy chief with the police department's Valley Bureau, said that the pride flag was in a potted plant. There was a small potted plant that was set on fire on campus, and the plant had a small 4x6-inch pride flag inside the potted plant container. Both the plant and the flag was destroyed by the fire. Renato Lira, the director of the San Fernando Valley LGBTQ Plus Center, said that a Pride Day assembly at the school is scheduled for Friday, and that the organization is working with the school and Los Angeles police to make sure students are going to be safe going to school and when they are leaving the campus. June is Pride Month, dedicating to recognizing the accomplishments of and historical discrimination faced by lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender communities. Now, let's open by saying that this happened in California, deep blue states, deep blue country, in a very, very liberal slice of the United States. So this hate is not just permeating, Ron DeSantis' Florida. This is going to California. This is going to many other places where normally this does not happen. And guess what? This is caused by, again, the news clip says, parents who are being manipulated by hysterical reports. And now they are trying to enforce this quote-unquote parental choice, except that it's not really a choice. It's for other people to basically just stomp on other people.
Yeah, I mean, what we're finding, okay, the issue, which is just like, it's mind-boggling to me, okay, because we're banning the ability to have a conversation about the LGBTQ plus community. We're not talking about teaching kids about how to have gay sex. You know what I mean? Lesbian sex. That's not what, I don't think any of us in our LGBTQ plus community is trying to say that. That's not what we're doing. But what we are saying is that you get to acknowledge that we exist in the world, that we are a part of this community, that we're a part of this society, that we're an active contributing, portion of our society. And when you are eliminating us from the conversation, you are teaching hate, you are teaching, discrimination, you are teaching these things. And listen, guys, the reality of it is that we've been lying about the tooth fairy for a long time. And also, Santa, like, come on, we know how to say things to kids in a way that doesn't disclose the full picture. Okay. Right. And I'm totally for like sitting down and having a healthy, productive conversation of what that looks like for LGBT and also for the hetero community who is so concerned. I would love to sit down and let's lay it out and let's be effective in our conversation. But one thing that I am not for, and that is for the elimination of our existence.
Right, censorship. This made me think about that recent story. I don't know if you heard, there was a sign in front of a repair shop, and it said that the owner was bemoaning the fact that Memorial Day, that soldiers were only celebrated for one day, and that the LGBT community got to have the whole month. You know why we get the whole month? Because of the abuse and discrimination we've had to endure every day. It's kind of like we're going to war every day on our own behalf.
And never mind that, May is entirely like military appreciation.
Honestly,
anyway.
yeah,
right.
So the store owner basically just twisted the words so that it can fit his narrative.
Yeah, homophobia.
Homophobia, and like queer people have somehow are more privileged than others. I mean, the exposure of LGBTQ people to younger people causes the younger people to accept LGBTQ people.
Not to be groomed. We're not grooming. We're just explaining.
Controversial question. I'm a parent at the school, and I'm saying, wow, because of the introduction of all this queer celebration, violence is now being brought to the environment. Should we just remove the queer celebration to protect our children? What is your response to that?
No, we eliminate the violence.
Well, yeah, for sure. The violent people, yeah.
And and it always goes back to the basics of mental health. That's where we're not getting. A lot of people are not getting those services to really encounter the individual to understand what is really happening in their mind and how they process things.
We consume so much bad media these days. I mean, from social media, from bad actors using social media to spread lies. I mean, this whole quote unquote. I mean, the whole tactic of quote unquote. Our post-sexualization of children. This is just a thing that just created out of whole cloth. Just because we're talking about queer topic does not mean we're talking about sex. They try to conflate sexual orientation with sexual education. They're two different things.
And I want to touch on Bonnie's question again, because I think it's really important. We kind of glossed over it, but it's not as easy to just remove the violence, right? And so when you're a parent and I understand that. I understand that question very deeply. I have little nieces and nephews who I love, and I'm concerned about their presence in their schools these days, and they're not my kids, but they're my babies. They're my babies. So what protects them? And the fact that we're even having that conversation then takes us, and because this is like that Pandora box that opens, right? And then we're talking about sensible, gun reform,
right.
and then we're talking about these things. So like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? And back in the day, before when we were talking about the civil rights movement, it wasn't safe for brown and black babies to go to school. And so what did we do then? No, we all walked into the fire. And it's like, I just think that we're at this moment where we're in the fire, guys. And the only way out is through.
That is very true.
Next, let's clear up with business. Bud Light donates $200,000 to the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce after Dylan move on backlash on May 30th. Bud Light and the National LGBT Commerce of the NGLCC announced that they are extending their partnership to further support the advancement of LGBT plus businesses across the United States. Bud Light will donate $200,000 to the NGLCC, supporting of its communities of the Color Initiative that aims to aim the growth and success of minority LGBT plus owners business through several areas such as certifications, scholarships, and businesses development. The winning minority LGBT plus business owners will receive $5,000 and have the chance to go to compete actually, which I thought that was amazing. In 2023 at the NGLCC International Business and Leadership Conference, LGBT Biz Pitch competition for $50,000 in cash and prize. The beer brand has come under the fire in recent months after it, collaborating with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney, and gifted her a single can of beer and her face on it. The backlash saw that the sales of the beer dip and billions wiped from Bush market shares, which two bosses who approved from the partnerships reportedly suspended from the business. The partnership sparked protests and backlash, and parent company Bush has shed $26 billion in value in mere months.
That is insane.
I know. It's getting worse.
Also, beer has always been gay. I just want to put that out there. Beer has always been gay. They have always been at our pride events. They have always put queens on their stages. So you hateful people are a little late to the game.
No.
Well, and $200,000 is a good start. So thank you for making the effort to stand up for the LGBTQ plus community. Cheers, Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of a beer snob, so I don't really do Budweiser. But you know what? On a hot summer day here in South Florida, we have beer in the cooler. That Budweiser is actually pretty good. And just because you guys support our community in the way that you do, I don't badmouth you at all, and I'll drink the beer. Okay.
Well, actually, pause. Another controversial statement.
Yeah, let's get it.
They released a statement that was such a nothing statement.
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't, they didn't stand for us that hard. It wasn't an apology to the hateful people. It wasn't in support of the decision they made. It was a very just nothing statement to just have something out there.
I think the thing is, as someone who do, dispute resolution for a living, the thing is this kind of situation frees a large organization like this in crisis mode. They don't know which side they want to turn. You can say you support Dylan, but if you support Dylan, then there will be many more of these crazy people trying to
Kid Rock, shooting up cans of beer,
blowing them up.
Or even people walking into Walmart to beat up, shop.
Target, the Pride sales,
and just beat up beer cans and even assault people who work in the store, and just like the Target thing that's going on right now. So they, on one hand, they don't want their sales to crater. On the other hand, they want to be on the right side of history, so they're trapped between a rock and a hard place. And I think this is a first step in a good reconciliatory action to donate to LGBT
$200,000 isn't
Chamber of Commerce.
Nice chunk of change.
Can go far.
Thank you.
It's a $1 billion corporation. 200 grand is chump change,
Right,
but it's a step in the right direction.
For our viewers, though, let's put it into perspective, okay? The right are going totally ballistic, and everybody is eating the propaganda of the right big mouth, and they're eating it up like Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch decided to become a gay company. No, that's not what happened, what happened was one can was gifted to Dylan as a gift, as an acknowledgement of your 365 days of transition. And it was like an acknowledgement. And I will say this because I've watched some of these TikTok videos of the right going absolutely ballistic, but they're like, what about Rosa Parks? And what about, and I say, wow, okay, you're naming a lot of people who should have a can too. Well, maybe Budweiser and Anheuser-Busch needs to go and put these commemorative, type of cans and just release one for 365 days and put a whole nice array. See, you should hire me as your company, okay? But select a personality, a person for each day who represents something that is aligned with the vision of what Anheuser-Busch is trying to talk about. But this ridiculousness, this is just ridiculousness. It's just one can.
Yeah.
It's a manufactured outrage. It is pure manufactured outrage, created out of whole cloth, propelled by media personalities who basically want to intimidate. Their goal is to intimidate the corporation into withdrawing support of the LGBTQ plus community, especially during Pride Month.
And they succeeded.
So that, yes and no. Target CEO come out and blast the people who assault this, and the Pride collection is
the
not
products they were moved to other parts of the store in some parts of the country.
Unfortunately, that's to protect the staff.
Right.
Queer people, let me just tell y'all, these assholes are not the majority, so do not be afraid of them. They're just loud, okay?
Right.
And we can be louder.
Yes, we can.
So don't go running, don't go hiding. We can be louder than these assholes continue.
Yeah.
All right, it's enough of us.
Exactly. We're everywhere.
Well, that takes us to our next topic, and so let's queer up entertainment. TikTok puts focus on queer creators with visionary voices and You Belong Here campaigns. As Pride Month kicks off, TikTok has joined in the celebration of LGBTQ plus identities, history, and communities in its own way by shouting out a select bunch of LGBTQ plus creators and small business owners whom the platform says they help build connection and community on the app. TikTok's first ever LGBTQ plus visionary voices list is accompanied by new platform-wide initiatives and company commitment to protecting its LGBTQ plus users known as the Young You Belong Here campaign. In the announcement post, the company said, quote, TikTok has been powered by the contributions of our incredible LGBTQIA plus legitimate community who inspire millions through their creativity, passion, and advocacy. In honor of Pride Month, TikTok is celebrating and recognizing the collective visibility and impact of our LGBTQIA plus community by introducing our 2023 LGBTQ plus Visionary Voices list and Pride campaign. You belong here. The app will launch its For Your Pride hashtag and hub with TikTok live events and other programming with creators and LGBTQIA plus owned businesses. Other highlights include a hashtag Pride Anthems activation on the app's Sounds page, which will feature special musical guests like Grammy winner Sam Smith, rapper Villano Antillano, country music duo Brothers Osborne, singer-songwriter Fletcher, singer-producer Victoria Monet, and more curated playlists. The platform will also host webinars and in-person events like the TikTok Pride Creator Ball celebration in Los Angeles. Ooh. Call me, California. Okay, well, so this is so much fun. As someone who enjoys scrolling TikTok. I mean, it's like, it's a fun app, you know, and people are out there doing their thing. I love this activation because you'll see, if you see on Instagram, they cross platform. So like you can share your TikTok to Instagram and or to Facebook. So this really allows us to kind of just hit that button and hit share. When you watch a fun story, when you watch an inspiring story, when you want to support LGBTQ, guys, this is the time for us to do that. We need to share each other's stories. We need to put the highlight on our friends in our community, and we need to make sure that people recognize you can't put us back in the closet. There's too many of us.
Well, but it's nice to see that TikTok has jumped on the Pride bandwagon. But it does make me wonder if it's driven by commerce or genuine concern for the LGBTQ plus community, which means we'll just have to wait to see what happens on July 1st if this kind of thing continues.
And also, I mean, look, thank you for the support, thank you for the hub, thank you for the portal. However, are you going to deal with the TikTok streams that are virulently homophobic and transphobic? What about, you know, are you going to shut down Lips of TikTok finally, once and for all? This woman have been using you as a platform to spread hate, to encourage violence against LGBTQ plus people. So what is your platform going to do about it?
And this initiative might also give states another reason to ban TikTok. Was it Montana? Correct me in the comments. I think it was Montana that just banned TikTok as a whole. Other red states might follow suit, especially with this new initiative. So let's watch out for that.
Well,
which is not in line with our Constitution, which they claim is their guiding force. Okay,
First Amendment.
Yeah, the First Amendment. Come on.
Unless it's gay.
There are legitimate concerns about in terms of national security. I mean, I don't think people should use TikTok inside the Pentagon, for example, or on government's own electronic devices. But to ban TikTok in a state altogether, that's quite insane.
Before Facebook?
Right,
that's
really?
Far more dangerous.
Really, for sure.
That is insane.
But they're trying to wipe us out.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
We ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
All right. Next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. In a push against anti-LGBTQ plus sentiment, Come Out with Pride Orlando reveals new logo.
You gotta carry on. You gotta find your own way. You don't know the strength that you're made of. And when they say you're wrong, you just stand up straight. And if the world tries to make you feel small, you gotta walk tall. Ooh, walk tall.
Come Out with Pride Incorporated, Orlando's nonprofit, which produces the largest single-day parade and festival of Central Florida celebrating the LGBTQIA plus community, has announced the new logo redesign. The refreshed logo is a modern and inclusive brand that reflects their commitment to celebrating diversity and promoting equality while echoing Orlando's iconic fountain from the city flag. This redesign is part of their ongoing efforts to create a more inclusive and welcoming environment for all members of the LGBTQ+ community. Despite the cancellations of other Florida Pride events, on October 21st, COWP will host the annual Pride event at Lake Eola Park. As always, they will continue to be a family-friendly event welcoming all members of the LGBTQ+ community, including families and youth. Come Out with Pride Orlando also stands in solidarity with drag performers and the drag community. They strongly support and continue their intentional inclusion of the trans and non-binary community. This year, they will be hosting the Central Florida Trans March and Rally and launching their new Trans Pride. The new logo was released on the Orlando Pride Facebook page with an accompanying video that featured music from Ginger Minge. Wow, love her. Big fan of her.
Yes.
Well, and after everything that Orlando's been through, I really admire Come Out with Pride's dedication to going forward with the Pride event in October, especially what Florida's been going through.
Yeah. I mean, it shows a lot of courage, especially when, because we know this about the threatening of removing seated commissioners of cities. So these commissioners are really putting their careers and their political futures on the line. And we got to give them props, man. We have to acknowledge them.
Well, I think what we're seeing is a larger trend of state governments trying to strip city governments of their autonomy just because we don't agree with their politics. I mean, it has happened. It is happening in Texas right now. Greg Abbott has a bill that literally says that if I don't like how Houston votes, we can just flip it. Literally, it's just, if we don't like, they can just make any excuse about irregularities and then just say that, oh, Houston voted blue. No, it's now voted red now. Basically. So we are looking at this usurpation from rural counties to take power away from urban counties in a way to enforce their worldview. And that is illegitimate, that is undemocratic, that is incorrect, and that is not American at all.
Jealous bitches. Next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Paramore singer Hayley Williams blasts fans who support Ron DeSantis. Paramore singer Hayley Williams took a swipe at supporters of Republican presidential hopeful Ron DeSantis recently, making her distaste for the anti-LGBTQ+ Florida governor abundantly clear. The 34-year-old lead singer of the alternative rock band shared her stance on stage at the adjacent music festival in Atlantic City, New Jersey, over the weekend. During a break between songs, William took a moment to get very real about her views on DeSantis, who announced his bid for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination last week in a disastrous Twitter Spaces conversation with the platform's owner, Elon Musk. She said, quote, "I'll be happy to tell you I'm very fucking comfortable talking politics. If you vote for Ron DeSantis, you're fucking dead to me. Is that comfortable enough for anyone?" End quote. According to one Twitter user who posted the clip, Williams was responding to reports. She said she'd seen online claiming that she is afraid to talk about politics while on tour with her band. Last year, the Florida Republican governor signed the state's notorious Don't Say Gay bill into law, which banned elementary school teachers from mentioning LGBTQ+ issues and people in the class.
I'll be happy to tell you I'm very fucking comfortable talking politics. And if you vote for Ron DeSantis, you're fucking dead to me. So is that comfortable enough for anyone?
Brava diva. The word paramour, by the way, is defined as a secret lover but our love for Hayley Williams of Paramore should be shouted from the rooftops at the top of our lungs. I only hope that Hayley's contemporaries in the music scene will also use their platforms and speak out against death sentence. I mean, Desantis. Rock on, Hayley.
Fantastic. And also, my husband, shout out to Dakota, by the way, I love you. He's a huge fan.
Great band.
I mean, always have her music on. So there's this fantastic. I'm proud that she speak up against this person, this terrible governor.
I will say this. I always thought she was cute.
No, really?
And I'll be honest, like a lot of my kids, all my wife included, they're big emo people. Yeah. So Paramore is like that band, and I love those guys. They're cool. But she just gained a new fan, like a real fan. I'm gonna give her music another shot. I'm an old school. We'll get into music another day. Lady Snag Daddy, there you go. But I mean, because it takes a lot of courage when you're a female performer in this industry, where your voice, where your opinion, where your comment can backfire at any time and pull.
Remember the chicks? Yeah.
And pull your sponsorship and your whatever backing you have, maybe even pull your deals. Yeah. So that, right there, man, hats off to you. Sure. Okay, now, way to go, kid.
I do have to mention that last year in March, I was married to my very handsome and very successful husband, Julio. I love you so much. And our song Walking Down the Aisle was The Only Exception, which is by Paramore. So I just love it. I love that she is taking this stance with us. Now, I'm also going to mention, I was on the Twitter, which is a very dangerous place. Yeah. And I saw a very stupid comment that said, oh, look, another celebrity with an opinion. If she's a resident here, she has a say-so in what's happening, right? Because she's still a person. Right. Yeah. She's paying her taxes, I hope. So she should have some say-so. No matter how famous you get, you have a say-so in the land. Now, I don't know if she's Canadian, I'd be fully talking out my butt right now. But she should have say-so as a human being, right?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if she lives in Florida or not. If she has a human being, she has an opinion. Doesn't matter if she's a celebrity. We're all entitled. This whole allegation of cancellation, allegation of cancellation, I like that rhymes, is the cumulative effort of basically, they go on Fox News to tell people that I'm being canceled. You're not being canceled. You're on Fox News. Right.
You still have a platform.
Exactly. Right. You have a platform. Just some platforms don't like you. Then you go to another platform.
Yeah, that's the free market of this world that we live in, and our global community. Hey. For sure. Well, next. We are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at the Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
That is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Are you, like most of Americans, part of the very large television audience watching this live LGBT plus news broadcast right now on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Android TV as well?
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, Dr. Bobby Huen, and on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Chef Josie, Lorenzo Davis, Bonnie Builder, and Gregg Shapiro, we will see you daily at 8 p.m. To our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you
good night.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus